So I bought a copy of Redfall this week, and I think I can safely say, as a game collector, I think my collection's complete now. Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another pickups video. It's been about 2 months, I believe, since I did the last one, and I wanted to do one following Black Friday because I got a lot of really cool stuff, interesting stuff, great deals, specifically from Video Games Plus, a Canadian online retailer. I want to give a huge shout out to them, not sponsored or anything, but they have absolutely become my favorite place to shop for import Switch games, but also just they usually have some pretty good deals. So we have that stuff, a lot of 3DS and even some DS games that are sealed, but also just a nice assortment of games I picked up for the Switch over the past 2 months. But yeah, real quick, I did buy a copy of Redfall for the Xbox Series X. Best Buy had it for $10 during their Black Friday sale, and I was like, this is kind of quirky, this is kind of weird. It even has the sticker on the back there saying the 60 FPS mode will not be available at launch. It's not actually on the box art because they thought it would be ready for launch. They had to plaster that sticker onto every physical copy of this game that exists. I don't really talk about PlayStation or Xbox too much on this channel, but I did actually play Redfall, or at the very least I tried to. We got about halfway through the game, but when you start going to the second area, the second big, map, the game just completely broke. My friend's save got deleted, and yeah, there was, this huge boss fight glitch that occurred, and we dropped the game. Not a good game, but, I mean, if you have friends, usually, if you're playing with the right group, any game can be fun. This game is not good, but for $10, I was like, you know what? I'll add a new Xbox Series X game to my collection. In fact, I think this might be my only Series X game now because I haven't been buying Xbox games for a long time. But yeah, I won't hold out on you. Let's go and get into our 3DS and DS stuff. I know that's what a lot of you are probably here for. Before we get to the Black Friday deals, though, this did come in. I didn't make a video on it. I meant to do a short. I just didn't have time. I'm currently in the process of getting ready to move, so kind of getting a little bit hectic here. So apologies if videos are a little bit sparse, but I did get my special edition of Shakedown Hawaii in. So if you don't know, V-Blank, they're the developers of Retro City Rampage as well as Shakedown Hawaii. They very commonly like to release physical prints of their games very late into the life cycle of that console. In this case, Shakedown Hawaii, I actually predicted this a year or two ago, back when I first started making all those 3DS videos. I said I bet Shakedown Hawaii or Retro City Rampage would be the final 3DS game. So we have Shakedown Hawaii here. I actually have the special edition here that comes with the CEO character from the game, just a cool little action figure. And then on the back, you have the game itself in there. But I also got a standard copy of the game, just the kind of crummy shrink wrap because they couldn't get the actual packaging done. I think Andro Dunos 2, if that was the name of the shmup that came out last year, I believe that also had to do the shrink wrap thing. I like V-Blank games. If you don't know, Retro City Rampage and Shakedown Hawaii are just kind of like GTA 1 and 2 style top-down crime games. They're fun. I haven't played Shakedown Hawaii, but I did enjoy Retro City Rampage. So definitely cool to have this on the 3DS and physically. We still know that Limited Run is releasing another physical game for the 3DS. We don't know when that will release. My theory is that they were probably waiting out V-Blank so that they could take the title of having the final 3DS game, because, you know, V-Blank, it's a very small indie dev. They probably wanted to sell these to make some money, whereas Limited Run's a huge corporation. They can just sit on that 3DS game for as long as they want, because I think they initially said we would hear more by the end of the year, and that just hasn't happened. So cool to have these two in the collection, but also I got a lot of other 3DS games, or a nice little addition to the collection from Video Games Plus, like I mentioned. Super excited to have these in the collection now, finally. They randomly just happened to restock a ton of 3DS and DS games sealed for their Black Friday sale. It actually started like a week before Black Friday, but they put up a bunch of Atlas games that I didn't have, as well as a couple other odds and ends that I was just missing on 3DS for a retail price. I think most of these were about 40 USD, which isn't like a steal, but considering what a lot of these Shin Megami Tensei games are going for, that is a pretty good deal. So I got all 3 SMT games on the 3DS that I didn't already have. So this is like a huge portion of my 3DS to buy list, kind of being checked off here. I got Shin Megami Tensei Double Survivor Overclocked, Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey Redux, and that right there was a very late life cycle 3DS game, as well as Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse. I played a little bit of this one. I haven't played the other two really at all. I love SMT4 though, so this is something I really do need to get to. They also restocked a bunch of Etrian Odyssey games. They didn't restock Nexus, though, which is the one I need. I have all the other ones, though. I mean, the stuff sold out pretty much instantly. But they also had, for 3DS, Castlevania Lords of Shadow Mirror of Fate. This is developed by Mercury Steam. I always wanted to play this. If you don't know, Mercury Steam, now in charge of the 2D Metroid games, it seems, with Samus Returns and Metroid Dread. I always wanted to play this game. I always thought it looked kind of cool. So to get it sealed physically for, I think, like $30, definitely a good deal. As well as not maybe the best deal or anything, just kind of retail price. Sonic Generations sealed copy. Didn't have this. I know this is like a completely different game from the console versions, right? So I've always wanted to check this out. I'm not too familiar with it. I'm not the biggest Sonic fan in the world, although I play most Sonic games. But happy to have this. I still need to get Lost World on 3DS. I do have both Sonic Boom games, but I definitely am happy to have Generations now, especially because Generations on 3DS, though I never really played it that much, I actually remember getting this game for Christmas, like, it must have been 2012, I believe, right? So, kind of nostalgic in that sense, even though I never played it. And then this was just crazy. They restocked some DS games from Square Enix. These aren't the most expensive games at all. If you go on eBay, they're like 30 to 40 bucks sealed. But VGP had them for, I think, $15 a piece. So, of course, I picked up all of them, even though I'm not familiar with these games, or at least these spin-offs within these series. So we have Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Ring of Fates on the DS. Crystal Chronicles, of course, is like the multiplayer spin-off Final Fantasy series, kind of co-op. Really cool to see this just restocked for MSRP. It's got some heft to it, so all the manuals are in there. I truly believe that. And as you can see, I mean, this baby is sealed. But beyond that, they also had Valkyrie Profile, Covenants of the Plume. And I'll be honest, I don't know anything about this game, or really the series. I mean, I know, like, they just released Valkyrie Elysium the last year, but I'm really unfamiliar with the Valkyrie series. And then they also had a sealed copy of Heroes of Mana. I've only played Sword of Mana, or more specifically, the original release, which was that Final Fantasy Legend? Is that what it was called in America? I played that through the Collection of Mana, but that's it. So I never played Secret of Mana, never played Trials of Mana, but Heroes of Mana for 15 bucks sealed. You can't really pass. You can't pass that up. So yeah, just absolutely awesome for VGP to be releasing sealed copies of those games and not upcharging them. I mean, they could have very easily sold those DS games for like 30 a pop, and they probably still would have sold out, but the fact that they charged $15 for them, very cool, very happy. My DS collection isn't the strongest. My 3DS collection, of course, is, but I don't really have that much DS stuff, especially more of like the deep cut, like Valkyrie Profile, Covenant of the Plume. So happy to get that. I also did buy another DS game, not from any online retailer or anything. Well, actually, I already had the DS game. I had a cartridge for this, but I wanted to get the case for it because there's all this hype around Metroid happening here soon. I wanted to start getting some of these Metroid games that I don't have kind of complete, so I bought a case and manual on eBay for Metroid Prime Hunters. Last month I did a video on Federation Force because I beat that game finally, played through with some friends, and I want to go back and play like Metroid Prime Pinball and of course Metroid Prime Hunters. So it's nice to have a nice complete copy of this for the collection. From here on out, it's all Switch stuff, so if you don't care about Switch, I guess you can click off. I will also be giving my thoughts, little mini review on this little device right here at the end, so if you're interested in that, stay tuned. But getting into the Nintendo Switch stuff, I did buy the Drum bundle for Taiko no Tatsujin Drum and Fun. This game is actually getting removed from the eShop, I think 2 days from when this video is going up at the end of November, so I wanted to pick up the physical copy here. This, of course, includes a little drum accessory for your arcade rhythm goodness. I haven't played too much Taiko no Tatsujin. Whenever I'm at an arcade, I normally play it, but I haven't played too many of the home versions. But when I saw this was getting delisted, my collector brain immediately went, oh, I should probably buy that. I do have some of the like big boxes for Wii U, so it's kind of fitting to have this for Switch. Definitely a heavy box. I opened it. I haven't used the drum yet, but I opened it to like look at it. It's a pretty like hefty little accessory. So happy to have this in the collection. Definitely a cool like shelf piece. I did actually buy one Switch game from Video Games Plus, and that was Gunvolt Chronicles Luminous Avenger 9-2. Would that be 9? I'm not sure. I love Inti Creates. I've played both of the first Azure Striker Gunvolt games, but also Blaster Master Zero specifically is a series I really, really love. So when I missed this Unlimited run, I was kind of sad because it got pricey pretty quick, but they restocked it for Black Friday. Also worth noting, I do have some other Switch stuff coming from Play Asia for Black Friday, as well as a couple things from VGP that they put up on Cyber Monday. So I'll have another pickups video at the end of December, probably after I get like any Christmas gifts or anything to show off that stuff, but that'll be the last one for the year. But yeah, let's go and get into our regular releases. So we have Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I've talked to death about this game on the channel. I posted a full review. This game is absolutely incredible. My personal game of the year, I think, above Tears of the Kingdom. It's really close, depending on the win that day, I might change my opinion, but Mario Bros. Wonder is an absolute delight. If you have not played it, if you're a fan of 2D Mario games, I highly, highly recommend it. Similar situation, Mario RPG posted a video review of this. Well, actually, I posted it twice because there was an editing error. So that video completely bombed because of my own mistake, so that was cool. But Mario RPG, this is my first time playing through this game, and I freaking adored it. Mallow is my boy. Absolutely adore Mallow. Gino's cool too, but the art style, the music, just the little quality of life things, the animations, I freaking adore Super Mario RPG. So if you are interested in it, definitely check it out. WarioWare Move It's, haven't gotten too deep into this one. I played some of the like little party games with some friends, but I haven't really played the story mode too much. It's fine, you know. I prefer the button-based WarioWare games, I'm gonna be completely honest. There's a certain level of like wacky, zany fun, of course, to like WarioWare Smooth Moves. I get that, but I really do prefer just like the GBA WarioWare game, for example, or WarioWare Gold on the 3DS. That's what I prefer from WarioWare, but it's cool to have this on the Switch, and I need to play more of it to really form a full opinion. But still, it's WarioWare. If you want your zany WarioWare fun, you're gonna enjoy it probably. Okay, this was just a totally stupid purchase. However, I can explain. And by explain, I mean I can show you 2 other stupid purchases that I made to justify this. So this was a new holiday bundle they released this year, which was really weird to me. It's Super Mario Party. It's a download code for the game with this pair of Joy-Con here and this cardboard. Very weird time to release this for Nintendo. You would think they would do a Mario Party Superstars bundle, but they decided to do a download code for Super Mario Party, and I had to have it. Now, the actual reason I bought this was because Best Buy was doing their buy 2 get 1 sale, and me being the Nintendo Switch collector that I am, main goal with Nintendo Switch collecting being getting every first-party Nintendo Switch game, I just had to pick these up. I'm not proud of it. This is such a stupid thing to buy. So if you don't know, this is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet with the DLC included. However, and this is where it gets really dumb. Well, first of all, I already own the games. However, they only have the first part of the DLC on the cartridge, and that is the teal mask. The Indigo Disc, which comes out in December, is not on the cartridge. So these aren't even complete on cart, but as someone who's going for a first-party full set of Nintendo Switch games, because I'm going to do some cool videos with that next year, I think, or at least once the Switch is done anyway, I mean, I had to get these. The spines are different, guys. I had to. And because Nintendo is charging $95 for these, absolutely no discounts, I had the buy 2 get 1. I was like, you know what? I'll get the extra pair of Joy-Con because I don't have these colors, you know. I never said I'm a rational person, okay? Another Pokemon game, though, Detective Pikachu Returns, came out in October. Haven't played this yet. I have this mental block where I want to play the first game first, and I just haven't done that. But this game looks horrible, man. You know, I'm a Nintendo channel. I try to be positive here, but this game just looks really bad. Now, funnily enough, though, despite thinking this game looks bad, I actually bought it twice. Here's why, and I tweeted about this. For some reason, Japanese copies of this game are just dirt cheap. Like, I'm talking, like, I paid $16 for this free shipping from Japan. I don't really know why they're so cheap. I believe it has English on the cartridge, so I will keep this copy sealed, I guess, and then just play this very cheap Japanese copy. This game certainly bombed beyond their expectations, I have to imagine, based on just how cheap it is in Japan. It sounds like they probably printed way too many copies, and people just aren't there for it, so Detective Pikachu, probably a dead IP, I think, at this point. This is kind of interesting, though. On the spine for the Japanese version, there's actually a little Detective Pikachu little thing there, like a little icon. That's kind of cute. Now, I already showed the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet with the DLC kind of on the cartridge, but I actually have been going back and getting some of the other releases they did in Japan that are similar. These never got localized, but here is Splatoon 2 with the DLC on the cartridge. It actually has Octo Expansion just on there. And as you can see, the inside arts and the actual cartridge are a little different. So just a kind of cool release for a collector to go for. Having a version of this game just complete on cart is very neat. They also did a similar release for Breath of the Wild. I already own that. So I would imagine maybe we could see this for like something like Xenoblade Chronicles 3 if they're not going to give Future Redeemed a full release. And then definitely for Splatoon 3 once the side order is out. But on top of Pokemon, on top of Splatoon, I also picked up this one right here, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Plus Booster Course Pass. This includes the Booster Course Pass on the cartridge. I made a short about this. Once again, though, Nintendo, bad Nintendo. They released it before the DLC was done, so it has waves 1 through 5 of the Booster Course Pass on the cartridge. Just wait an extra month. The DLC came out in early November, so even if they wanted to have this out for the holidays in Japan, they still could have done that. They could have just released it in early December or something, and it would have been fine, but no. They had to release it in October, right before the final wave came out. I don't understand what they were thinking with this, but definitely a cooler, kind of weird piece of Switch first-party software to have, I guess. Now, in that same Play Asia order that I got the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass bundle from, I did pick up a physical copy of Dragon Quest Infinity Strash Adventure of Dai. Played a little bit of it. Game is not very good, especially does not run well on Switch. I don't know how it runs on PS5. Maybe that would be the place to play, but yeah, this game doesn't run very well. Still annoyed that it didn't get a physical release in North America, but alas, cool to have a physical at all, I guess. And then this was just on sale on the website at the time of my purchasing of those two things. Abyss of the Sacrifice. It's just a visual novel, anime visual novel. I don't know anything about it. It was $10. It has English, which you would not expect from a game like this. But yeah, it was cheap. And I was like, you know what? I'm already buying Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I'm already buying Infinity Strash. Might as well throw this in. I have a couple more recent releases here as well. So I got Red Dead Redemption on Switch. I love this game as a kid. It's actually one of the first, like, this is like one of the first, like, really big, like, adult games I beat as a kid. You know, I never beat Fallout 3. I never beat Mass Effect. But Red Dead Redemption was one of the first, like, of those, like, mature games I beat. It's the first Rockstar, and actually the only Rockstar game I've ever beaten. And I've always wanted to revisit it. If I do so, it would probably be on PS5, realistically, but I wanted to have it on Switch. This is a nice game to have on Switch. I got it on sale, I think, for $35, so not the best price, not the worst, though. And yeah, I love this game as a kid, so I've always wanted to replay it, as well as play Red Dead 2 for the first time. I just have not played that game. Now, the same day that WarioWare came out, we also got Star Ocean, the second story R here in America. There's a little bit of a plastic little bit still stuck to it. This game is freaking incredible, man. But you know that feeling of being just like an adult and not having time to play games? That is me with this game. I played for about 3 hours, and I just had to drop it because I don't have the time to play it. Those 3 hours were incredible, and I'm definitely going to make time for it eventually, but it's just so hard to dedicate that much time to a JRPG. That's the issue for me. I love JRPGs, but it is so hard to find that time to sink specifically into one game. I can make a decent amount of time to play games despite, you know, doing YouTube part-time, I guess, if you want to call it that, as well as working a full-time job. But with JRPGs, it's hard to just focus on that for so long when I can just load up Call of Duty or something and play with friends, and it's kind of like killing two birds with one stone because I'm hanging out with my friends and also playing Call of Duty or just any multiplayer game for that matter. So I really want to get back to Star Ocean: The Second Story R. Definitely one of the best games of the year, though. From the little bit I played, I was very, very impressed with this, and I do want to get back to it soon. Also, this month we had Naruto to Boruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections. You can barely even read the logo when it's zoomed out like that. I played this on PS5 using my PS Portal mostly, so that's kind of funny because I bought it on Switch. I could have just played it here. But I love Naruto Storm games. There's a lot of controversy with this one in particular regarding like AI voice dubbing potentially. I think Bandai Namco denied that report, but I'm going to play you this clip.
Did that wake you up?
Yeah, that doesn't sound right, does it? So either way, I really enjoyed the game. It's not quite to the scale of like Ninja Storm 3 and 4 for me, but as a nice little roster update, I was fine with it. The new special story mode is fun and all, even though it's non-canon, and the history mode is cool. But yeah, Naruto Storm, I've always loved the Naruto Storm games. I'm a huge Naruto fan, so these games are like just like junk food for me. Even though I don't want to say that, because that makes it sound like the games are actually bad. In terms of 3D anime arena fighters, Naruto Storm is definitely the best that's out there, so I don't want to say it's like junk food in like a bad way, but I don't know. I love those games. A few more things here. This was an interesting release. Game Mill released Nickelodeon Kart Racers as a collection on Switch, and they're all 3 completes on the cartridge. This is a Walmart exclusive, I believe, and I thought for sure this was going to be really rare. So I had my friend who works at Walmart like rush out to buy it for me, and he sent it to me, and I paid him, obviously. It's like $20 now, you know. I don't really mind because I actually want to play these games. I like the like licensed Nick games. I actually platinumed All-Star Brawl on PS5, so I'm sure I could have some fun with this, play with my girlfriend or something, you know. But yeah, it's a weird release. Walmart exclusive. If you see this for cheap, keep an eye out. Definitely a weirder license release on Switch, especially so late in the life cycle. And they only released it on Switch. Despite these games being on Xbox and on PlayStation, they only released this collection on Switch, which is very interesting to me. A few weeks back, I was in Seattle to visit the Animal Crossing Aquarium with some friends. I meant to post a short about that, but I just never got around to it. But whenever I'm in Seattle, I always check out Pink Gorilla. And while I was there, I picked up a copy of Ni no Kuni 2, A Revenant Kingdom. I've never beaten the original Ni no Kuni. I really liked it as a kid. I just never got around to finishing it. Still need to get that for Switch as well, but they had this for $15. I actually grabbed a used copy, and they handed me a sealed one, so shout out to Pink Gorilla, I guess. I mean, this game isn't expensive. I just wanted to, you know, whenever I'm there, I want to show support, so I got this for the collection. And then finally, I have a little stack of games I ordered from Limited Run in July of 2022. So right now, I think I'm waiting on one more order from them from 2022 that I placed in October. So who knows when that'll come, but I got a couple of cool things here. Starting off, we have Espagaluda 2. This is a shmup. Shmups are not, like, I'm not too familiar. Like, I'm not, like, in the shmup scene, I guess, is what I should say. But I've always been interested in, like, learning more. I've never really played, like, a proper bullet hell. You know, I've played, like, Xevious and Galaga. but I've never played like Ikaruga, for example. So it's a genre I've always wanted to delve more into, and I thought that one looked kind of interesting. I also ordered another distro title from them, Azure Striker Gunvolt 3, so I still need to get the Striker pack on Switch, I believe, but even though I played them on Switch, because I think I got a review code for those back in 2017, but finally picked up this, excited to play it because I love the first 2 games so much, as well as a copy of Tetris Effect Connected on the Switch. This was, I think, the first game I played when I got my like nice OLED TV. Crazy experience. If you have not played Tetris Effect, if you have a Switch OLED, even just playing it in handheld mode with headphones, get Tetris Effect. This is my favorite version of Tetris. I freaking love this game, and happy to have it on Switch now. And then the final game for this pickups video, once again from Limited Run, was the Steelbook edition of Doom Eternal. I'm a huge Doom Eternal head, as they call us. I freaking love Doom 2016 and Eternal. I actually think Eternal's better, although I know that's not maybe the popular opinion, but I adore this game, and to have it physically on Switch it's a novelty, right? I understand. I have it on PS5. I think it runs at 120 hertz on PS5. I'm gonna play it on PS5 because I never played the DLC, so when I go back to it, I'll play it there. But nice to have this on Switch. You know, Doom 2016, that's actually where I played that game for the first time. You know, it works pretty well for a Switch game. You know, for a Switch game, it's about what you would hope for, I guess, in terms of a high quality port. Doesn't run too bad, but still, when you have access to the other versions, it's hard to justify playing this here. So this will probably just stay sealed in the collection, but nice to have it anyway. And then the final thing I'm going to talk about in this video, I know it's kind of like a 180. I'm a huge physical collector. I love physical games. This thing is currently the punching bag of the internet. The PlayStation Portal. I decided to pre-order this back in September, and I'm glad I did because it's very much sold out and people are scalping it, and it actually is selling for like $400 on eBay. Retail is $200, which a lot of people think is a little high for what it is. I view this device as something that is just very niche, and if you don't have a purpose for this niche device, then obviously it's not for you. But for me, someone who lives in a house with other people, this thing has been an absolute godsend, specifically because I've been really into Final Fantasy XIV, if you notice all those art books down there. That game is not on the Switch, so when my girlfriend is watching TV or something, or if we're just laying in bed, whatever it is, and I want to grind out some side quests in Final Fantasy XIV, this thing works so dang well. It is crazy. I bought a Backbone, the little phone controllers, a year or 2 ago, just hoping that streaming would work so that I can play games while laying in bed or on the couch just chilling while watching something else on the TV. I know some people like play a game and that's all they do. I usually like to have something else on, like a podcast or even just other YouTube videos. I know that's a very much a Gen Z like attention span thing, but I like having something else going on when I'm playing a game. Maybe not like a super story heavy game, but something that's a little bit more basic, like Final Fantasy XIV side quests. Having something else on while playing it is very nice. And like I said, I tried the Backbone and that thing just sucks. I have very good internet. Streaming games on your phone is not it. When I bought this, I was cautiously optimistic. I kind of just assumed it wouldn't be good, frankly, but it works almost flawlessly. I dropped connection one time, probably in the 20 hours I've used it to play Final Fantasy XIV, you know, while watching TV at night, you know, kind of unwinding before bed. The resolution stays very consistent, the frame rate stays consistent, and like I said, I've only really lost connection once. I've never tried using it outside of the house, but as far as a remote play device, for $200, for me, this thing has just been absolutely incredible. Even though I have a Switch, playing games that aren't on Switch, once again, like Final Fantasy XIV, has just been very nice. I also played Storm Connections a lot on here because, I mean, it ran and looked better on here. I mean, it wasn't running on here, you get what I'm saying. It just works. Also, I have to commend this controller. It looks so stupid. This is so much more comfortable than the Switch. The first time I picked up my Switch after holding this, I kind of had like a shock moment of like, oh my god. The Switch is so uncomfortable. My hand cramps up when holding that thing. But because this is just a DualSense slapped with a screen in the middle of it, it's just really comfortable to hold, even though it looks goofy as heck. So I keep seeing comments saying the PlayStation Portal is a paperweight and all that. And for a lot of people, it is, for sure. But in the very specific use case of wanting to play games while watching TV, I imagine for people that watch sports, this would be also just incredible. I really like it. $200, maybe that's a bit high. And once again, like I said, that's just like depending on the person. But I'm really enjoying it. I already know I'm going to get so many comments saying like, oh, you wasted your money. But no, I'm enjoying that thing. So that is going to do it for this pickups video. Of course, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. What games have you added to your collection? Did you get any good Black Friday deals? Did I miss anything? Honestly, it wasn't that great of a Black Friday sale this year. I'm going to be honest. I feel like in the past couple of years, Black Friday has just slowly gotten worse and worse. Maybe it's just because I've been keeping up with new releases more and more, but like, I don't know. Diablo 4 being 35 on Black Friday, that's not like that big, that's not that exciting to me. The best part of Black Friday this year for me was definitely the VGP 3DS and DS games, but I think the best Nintendo first party deal I saw was Return to Dreamland Deluxe for 30. I mean, that's actually a pretty generous discount for Nintendo within the same year of release, but I really didn't see much from any of the like main publishers or anything. So let me know what you got down in the comments below if you got any good deals, or otherwise just let me know your pickups in general as of late. Of course, subscribe here for more Nintendo Switch news, reviews, coverage, all of that fun stuff, and follow me on Twitter at BotoxGames. Until next time, folks, peace.